Shannon Kaiser's Find Your Happy daily mantras. They're really wonderful. So I hope you enjoy them as much as I do today. Please join me in any comfortable place that you really feel like you can disconnect for a moment and relax. I'm going to take my space heater with me because warmth is number one for me to be comfy. That's the most important thing. The more comfortable that we get in our seated posture, or perhaps you're standing, maybe you're lying or you're propped up against a wall or a piece of furniture, the more comfortable we can get, the more we'll be able to sit for longer periods of time and relax. So you'll notice I'm wiggling. That's a great thing to do in the beginning. We'll take the first minute of every practice with me to move a bit or a lot if you need to settle in. We can't expect ourselves to just arrive and be still. And as we practice later, anytime you find discomfort, make a change. Sometimes I have to fidget a lot because it's just one of those days. So feel free, and that way you aren't distracted by something that's bothering you. As we begin this morning, if you're upright with me, let's just take a few body circles. But while we're circling our torso, try to feel the connection between anything that's grounded, whether it be your sits bones into a chair or your support. If you're cross-legged like me, it might be your ankle bones, your calves, or your knees. Perhaps your hands are connected somewhere to your body or to an object. Switch your directions. And if you feel pretty healthy in your neck, it may be nice to let your neck drop down and roll really slowly and softly with your body as we're coming into our practice. One more big circle. Don't worry about your breath just yet. We'll connect those in a moment. Let's come back to stillness. It may take a moment and you might feel a little like, ooh. So take time to ease your mind back into a soft place. Let's just take a tiny peek over our right shoulders and move a little bit through our shoulders so they can start to settle heavily down. Tuck your chin towards your right collarbone, and then take a peek either back over right shoulder or perhaps up to the sky. Feel your throat and your neck stretching. Let's do that twice more here, like we're drawing a little circle, half circle or a smile with our chins. Coming back over right shoulder, look back to me, please, and let's look to the left. Do a little shimmy in your shoulders again, perhaps a roll or a few shrugs, just to try to really let them be heavy and loose. Chin tucks to left collarbone. And just be really gentle here, asking your body what it needs, if it feels good to rise through the chin, and then re-tuck. One more round like that. And coming back to center, eyes over left shoulder. Eyes back forward. Let's adjust ourselves. So if you're seated, I would like you to feel a little drawing in sensation of your navel, like you go, ha, ha, or you're fogging up a mirror. Feel that. You can even say it, ha. Feel that integration? Keep that strong integration to support your low back. Draw your shoulders up and over your hips. And then a tiny tuck of your chin so it feels about parallel to the floor. We want to feel like a puppeteer is pulling the top of our head, our string towards the sky to keep our spine beautifully long. And if it's more comfy for you, use a support against your back or lie flat. Let's begin, my friends. Welcome to your meditation practice today. Equal parts breathing. To begin, let's take a breath any way it feels good for you. A big inhalation, it can be a noisy one, open mouth or closed. A big exhalation, I like to sigh. I think about that as letting go of the stale, stagnant energy. Now we'll seal our lips closed for our practice today, and we'll begin breathing in together and out together for 3 seconds. If that feels too long, speed it up. And if you need a bigger breath, slow it down. But whatever you do, equal ratios, same length in as out. Let's begin. Inhaling, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 1. Twice more. 3, 2, 1. Release. 3, 2. Perhaps sitting a little taller. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. And releasing somewhere in your body as you exhale. Normal breathing, any rate. You may want to continue that counting or equal ratio breath. And I invite you with me this morning to close your eyes. That will help us really come within, blocking out all the lights, all the colors, all the textures, all the external stimulation. If you don't feel super comfortable closing your eyes totally, I'll show you what I do. I take my eye gaze down the bridge of my nose, and I try to look down to something still and unmoving. Then close your eyes into these little slits. So they're still partially open, but everything becomes blurry and unfocused, and it will help you tap out of everything going on around you and come into your breath and body. One of my favorite quotes from a very beautiful teacher named Michael Beckwith. Learn to become still and take your attention away from what we don't want. Take it away from all the emotional charges surrounding it, and instead, let's honor ourselves. Make it our intention to place our attention on what we wish to experience. Energy flows where our attention goes. So as you're breathing, I encourage you to find a spot in your body. Maybe there's something that is a little tender, or it gives you a hard time now and then. Maybe it's something in your mind, it's in your heart, or it's in your physical body. Before we practice our affirmations today, let's use our breath directly into that area. Because remember, energy flows where our attention goes. So if something's not feeling so great, we can bring some beautiful, optimistic energy by sending breath to that area. If it's difficult for you to visualize the area, you could place your hand or hands on top of it. So let's say my heart was just dealing with some trauma or having a difficult time lately. I might like to cover it with my warm hands, making it a little bit easier to focus on sending all my breath into that area. Any way you'd like to breathe. We'll take 2 breaths together like this. And it's okay if you have multiple areas. You are welcome to take luxuriously long breaths. Give some TLC to as many spots as you need today. And while you're breathing into areas that need a little extra care today, I'd like to share another one of my favorite quotes by a yogi named Skylar Grant. Our breath flourishes under the attention of our inner gaze. This is an embodiment of the duality of our nature. Notice, hopefully you can feel this, how your inhalation invites the element of air. You might feel a little lighter, brighter, more open and spacious in your body. And your exhalation grounds you back down towards the earth. Feel that connection with your supports as you sink a bit more heavily and release a bit of what is no longer serving us. Please feel free to continue if you have some extra spots that need help. And we're going to make our way into our meditation today. This is the second half of some wonderful, powerful, beautiful affirmations that I found in a book entitled Find Your Happy, Daily Mantras. It's by Shannon Kaiser. So I hope that you enjoy these as much as I do. Our thoughts tend to have a mind of their own. You'll hear words like monkey mind, meaning they're bouncing all around like monkeys. In yoga, we call that chitta. Like we have a lot of mental chatter, and that can be really difficult to control. Sometimes we'll feel frustrated, stressed, or stuck, and these are all valid, true, normal feelings that we all experience. So with our practices together, my hope is that we can retrain our brains to focus on the good. It is possible, and it may be easier than you think. So one tried and true method to help ourselves step into an elevated state is by repeating affirmations. Now, an affirmation can be repeated in your mind. You can visualize it, or you can actually say it out loud. Our affirmations today that we're practicing are for surrender and trust, surrendering ourselves to a higher purpose and trusting that everything will be as it should be. This may be your first time working with affirmations, so just so you understand what they are, it's a positive, well, I'm going to use phrases today, but it could also be a positive word. It could be a positive statement, and we hope to use these to replace negative thoughts. Our affirmations can help us realign to the present moment, to ground ourselves back into whatever we're working on, and to harmonize our connection to both our highest self and the universe. Let's take another big breath in. Equal ratio breath out, however long you just inhaled. Let's match it with our exhalation. One more time like that. And we'll continue that beautiful breath practice as we work through some affirmations today. Our first one, my emotional pain shows me what needs to change. Perhaps you're quickly able to identify that because you may have given some emotional pain some TLC earlier. And it's okay, we don't have to have answers to any of these affirmations. Nothing has to arise. We're just here to work on bringing positivity. My emotional pain shows me what needs to change. We have sadness, heartache, sometimes depression, and these are gentle reminders to probe a little deeper into our lives. Looking at what is not working and becoming open to living our life in a new way. Hopefully, we will see that one day it all makes sense. Feel free to repeat this affirmation with me. I am connected to my emotions. I feel my emotions fully. Any area of my life that feels painful is an opportunity for me to go inwards. I reflect on the source of this pain and ask myself, what needs to be changed? And I love using that type of an affirmation into something that is more practical that we may run into every day. Perhaps you feel like you don't struggle with emotional pain, and that's wonderful. But we may make mistakes in our daily lives. So we can use that affirmation in a more practical sense regarding mistakes that we've made. Remembering that we are never a failure. It is often mistakes that we make that allow us to observe, to be curious about why that happened, and to make a shift, a change for the better, learning from those mistakes. Big breath in. Count that breath. Are we able to pass it through the throat, through the lungs, perhaps inflating the belly, and then releasing with an equal ratio? Feeling a little thump, thump, maybe connecting with your heartbeat as you release on the exhale. Our next affirmation, my life is in perfect balance when I listen to my heart. My life is in perfect balance when I listen to my heart. That sounds beautiful, doesn't it? I love that one. The key to our success in life is balance. So when we're feeling overwhelmed and stressed out, we're going to take a deep breath in and return inwards. Come into your heart space. In order to create successful solutions, we have to align ourselves with what brings us joy in the moment. So when we make choices from a deliberate place of love, we become more calm, more peaceful, and our lives will ultimately feel as if they are in balance. Please consider repeating this affirmation with me. My life is in perfect balance because I take care of myself and I follow my heart. I honor my needs. I allow myself to be recognized, and I embrace the power of the pause. So you may not feel that you connect with every single aspect of all of our affirmations, and that's fine. Be true to yourself, and we may take a little nugget or a little piece of wisdom or something that inspires us, really resonates with us here and there. Each one of you can hold true to your heart that you embrace the power of the pause. That's why you came here today. So well done, taking care of your needs, following your heart, and embracing the power of the pause. Let's breathe equal ratio again together. Smooth inhalation, envision that puppeteer's strings. Maybe everything feels a little lighter as you float up, and then a bit heavier as you release. Sometimes when we release, we may feel like we got a bit slumpy, so I like to remind us to lift from the backs of our ears, lift from the backs of your shoulder blades and the back of your spine to keep everything feeling really long, but not rigid. Beautifully confident and easy in our breath. Our next very powerful affirmation. I am calm in the midst of chaos. I love this one because I envision my ultimate goal of sitting in the middle of someplace so busy. Maybe it's a subway station or a crowded park, somewhere that has so much going on. But I see myself being super calm, coming inwards, focusing on breath, and feeling like the best version of me. So I hope you really like this one too. I am calm in the chaos. Trusting the universe is a really big part of releasing the reins on your life. We really want to try to hand over our worries and our concerns to the universe. Now, I choose to use that word universe. Some of you may choose to use the word God. Some of you may choose to use the word source, mother, the all-being, whatever your greater word is. So we're going to hand over our worries and concerns, and we will be guided to love. When we align with our heart center, our truth, nothing will affect our true balance. Nothing will take that off course. I invite you to join me in the following affirmation. What once bothered me no longer affects me. I am at peace and harmony. I can be calm in the chaos because I am a beacon of love and light. That one will forever be my favorite. Let's breathe in again, equal ratio. exhalation matches. Moving on, my friends. I stay hopeful and optimistic in difficult situations. I stay hopeful and optimistic in difficult situations. Not easy, right? I know, and that's why we say this is a practice. No matter whether or not you practice affirmations or meditations of any sort every single day, it will always be a practice. We are never, ever going to be perfect. We always have to practice and remind ourselves. Hope is like a flashlight, and it guides us into our true happiness. So when we feel trapped in by a difficult situation, hope can guide us home. Please remember this. You always have what you need. You always have what it takes to proceed and move through challenging times. It is within you. Now, it may feel like in that moment that there's no way out, but turning to hope can help you. We can instead focus on the positive aspects instead of the pain. Finding hope will help us overcome our troubling times. Please join me in this affirmation. I am hopeful in all areas of my life. I am aligned with my truth, which is love. I turn my fears over to the universe. Love will guide me home. And I'd like to add on to that one, trust. Love and trust will guide us home. Let's breathe together, equal ratios. We've breathed through and spoken a bunch today about challenge, finding balance, finding calm. Let's remember, moving on here, that setbacks do not define us. Instead, remember what we felt. Hopefully you felt it in every being of your soul earlier. These setbacks can nudge us into a new direction, a new sense of awareness, perhaps. Setbacks in our lives absolutely will continue occurring. And they are definitely not an indication of you being off track or in the wrong place. We're retraining our brains to remind us that these are opportunities for more self-awareness, for growth. The situations that feel like they are the most difficult to navigate, often in our lives, these become our teachers. These situations that are seemingly quote unquote setbacks are actually realignments. So when we go into these situations, ask yourself, how does this play a part into my big picture? I invite you to join me in our affirmation here. I am not attached to the outcome of situations in my life. I feel connected to my purpose. I can see how everything works together. There is no such thing as a setback. I am always being nudged into a new awareness of self, and I am connected to my life. I focus forward with love. Let's breathe again, equal ratio. Really soft and gentle on your exhalation. Our final affirmation for our practice. What I do today has the potential to improve all of my tomorrows. Oh, that feels so good, doesn't it? What I do today has the potential to improve all of my tomorrows. Remember that our affirmations are about surrender and trust. So from a manifesting standpoint, the only thing that matters is your attention in this moment. Let us focus on how to achieve what we desire. What you do today is important. It will determine your tomorrow. So my friends, I can tell you that you've made a beautiful decision, taking the next best step forward by putting life on pause and committing to your self-care by coming to this meditation practice today. Let's repeat this affirmation together. This is a biggie, my friends. Join me in this one. Starting now, I focus forward. I align my energy with love and support. I let go of my past because today is the only day that matters. What I do today has a ripple effect and sets me on the path to better, to improve all of my tomorrows. Breathing in and breathing out. Reconnecting with this beautiful equal parts breath at any point today, for the rest of your week, until we meet again to practice together, and reset your affirmations, your intention, your purpose, your path. My friends, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for joining me in this practice. Thank you for helping us all commit and be the best versions of ourselves. We create a ripple effect. The vibes go forward and others feel embraced by that love, and they in turn spread the betterness forward. My light honors your light. Thank you for sharing this practice with me, and namaste.